Dave grew up logging in Southwest Oregon. He learned from some of the best foresters on the West Coast.
Dave has a complement of equipment that is all low ground pressure, meaning it is less likely to impact the soil profile, less compaction. Dave is very particular in how he sets up his landings, where he has his equipment, so as to maintain our equipment limitation zones where equipment can only be in a certain proximity, either to a channel or to a swale. And then along the cutting boundaries, he works to try and maintain as low an impact as possible.
It's kind of a big planning process that you got to kind of do to keep it all together and keep somewhat of a log flow going out.
He's out there walking his units on a regular basis, making sure that all of his employees are adhering not just to our expectation, but also to Dave's. And Dave's expectation is that it's going to be just as good or better than the last unit he logged.
So it's a ground-based harvest, wintertime harvest. We had a really wet winter this year. That was a challenge for one. It has a medium fish stream, runs the roadway, kind of a existing style. The terrain itself, the soil type, likes to hold water, so timing and getting in to actually do the harvest was tricky.
We were here in January.
Weather starts to change, things start melting out, ground gets wet, and being halfway done with a project, a lot of guys will want to get to that point where it's like, we try to push it. But Dave recognized that the impact he's going to have by staying on a wet site was going to be worse than finishing the job. So he made the decision to load up his equipment, move to a different project that didn't have the same condition as this one.
We had 3 moves into it. There's cost in those moves.
Tried to come back in May and it was still too wet. And then unloaded all the stuff, got out there. He's like, yeah, this is still, it's too much.
Came back and it still wasn't dry enough, and I didn't get back in here till June to finish it, because working along this 110-foot buffer down here on this fish creek, I wanted to make sure it was done right.
He's able to read the site and just say, hey, this is too wet, we don't want to tear the ground up. It's not really like a hard set rule, it's just best management practices.
A streamside buffer of 110 in here, and as you can see, we hauled through it. So there was some wet weather haul that we did here. We put a lot of rock on this road, and then we had to pick and choose our days that we hauled also. There's days I didn't haul when the snow melt came, and you just don't do it.
He's looking at things that you might not see yourself. He's getting out, walking it, checking it. He's not just stuck in a piece of equipment cutting trees. It's a peace of mind for us knowing we have guys like that are taking it above and beyond and being a real professional.
All of my dealings with Dave, he is one of the better, if not one of the best stewards of the land, was always very concerned and made it a point to do his job in a way that maintained the quality of the property and would make an effort to go above and beyond at any stage if he thought there was something more he could do to make the property better.
A lot of southwestern Oregon is uneven age stands, and so I try to get the residual trees, because there'll be some plantation, stuff that was planted from previous landowners, stuff that has a 10-20 year jump on it. So if you log around that and try to save that, protect it, then it's going to give a 10 or a 20 year jump on what because they'll replant some of this, but some of it they won't have to.
Those younger trees in the stand, he protects those in part by maneuvering his equipment. Dave is the guy that runs the saw, and so he is picking and choosing how to approach the trees he cuts, and then setting those logs to be skidded in a pile in a way that protects that younger component of the stand, those young trees, from getting scraped up or getting pulled over.
Plus, it looks better.
He knows the landscape as good or better than anybody. He's staying up on technology, using Avenza, mapping, marking, putting in waypoints of where these equipment limitation zones need to be, where the RMA buffers are, riparian management area buffers are. He's keeping up to speed with it.
Dave makes it a point to understand what those new rules are, make sure that he's asking us if he's meeting them, asking the stewardship foresters when they come out to do their reviews. Am I doing everything I need to? Is there anything I'm missing? He has always gone above and beyond to make sure he understood what those new rule changes were and how to implement them, not just trying to follow a letter, but make sure that the intent and water quality is protected.
He knows the landscape. He knows walking the dirt is where you really see the potential for success or failure.
The people that own this property, I want it to be able to look good for them.
Dave does take pride in his work, and it shows.